Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed Kremli. I'm an entrepreneur, and today we're going to talk about financial freedom, why financial freedom, what is financial freedom, and how you can become financially free. The number one struggle for most people today around the world is money. But surprisingly, the cause of widespread financial hardship is not the lack of cash. After all, there is an abundance of money circulating in the world today. Instead, the main source of personal financial hardship is the lack of financial education. To better understand how money works, we should dig deeper into the progression of the mankind through the four economic stages. The world that we know today is the product of the constant growth and progression that we know since the dawn of mankind. But looking back, we can see four distinct economic ages in which people earned income or survived differently. The first economic age is the hunter-gatherer age. In this age, humans relied on nature to provide wealth. So basically, we're hunting animals and gathering plants. And if you didn't know how to hunt or gather, you die, you simply die. You cannot survive. And people lived in groups for security reasons, and all people were poor, living in the same level. The second economic age is the agrarian age. In the agrarian age, you have two different parts of the society, rich and poor. The rich part of the society are the people who own the lands, and the people who work the lands are the poor part of the society. So the land at the agrarian age became the most valuable asset. The third economic age is the industrial age, which is widely regarded by starting new manufacturing processes, and the new industrial revolution started. In this age, the middle class being created as the third layer of, like people were poor, middle class, or rich. Many people relied on their income that they are generating from their jobs, and in this age, the value of land was not, considered because the land is producing vegetables or fruits, but instead because the land is producing the raw materials like oil, gas, rubber, tin, copper, and these stuff to sustain the industrial revolution. And this economic age is finished by the end of the Cold War and with the fall of Berlin Wall in 1989 to start the fourth age. The fourth economic age is the information age. In this age, the most valuable asset is the information and knowledge more than the other, normal standard assets. In this age, the gap between the rich and poor became bigger to create a fourth layer, which is the super rich. So we have poor, middle class, rich, and the super rich. And the middle class started even struggling more in this age because more jobs are lost in the information age for robots, and the struggle of the middle class became much bigger. Just think about this. Robots are taking over jobs, and the population of the world is increasing. There is three types of income. The first type of income is the linear income or active income, where you generate salary or bonus through a job. So basically you're exchanging your time for money. The second type of income is the portfolio income, where you trade something, you buy and sell. You buy it at a lower price and you sell it hopefully at a higher price, like selling stocks or bonds, or you buy a flat or property at a certain price and sell it for capital gain. This is called portfolio income. The third type of income, which is the best type of income if you want to be financially free, is the passive income, where you where you don't exchange your time for money. Basically, you have an asset that generates for you the money, which is maybe a property generating rent, or a business generating profit, or a franchise generating royalty for you, or multi-level marketing or affiliate marketing. All these types of businesses or transactions considered passive income. There are 4 ways to produce income. The first way is an employee, and you have active income, so you have a job, you're exchanging time for money. The second way is to be self-employed, so you own a job, and also it's active income. The more you're exchanging time for money, the more you work, the more you make money. Once you stop, the money stops. Once you travel for vacation, the money stops. And the third type is to be business owner. So basically you own a system, and you are leveraging people and your team, the people who's working with you, to generate money for you. So you're not exchanging your time for money. And the fourth type is to be an investor. So you own investments, and the money works for you to create more money for you. Employment is not the solution to become financially free. Entrepreneurship is the solution to become financially free. So what is financial freedom? If we are talking money, then it's having passive income generated through an asset that works for you instead of you exchanging your time for money. And this asset should generate income higher than your expenses, so you can be financially independent. But if we look at the core of financial freedom, it's way more than money. It's about having the freedom to be who you are and to do the things that you dream of doing, without having to worry about money. Be strategic. Think about this. As an employee, the ratio of your salary increase does not match the ratio of your expenses. Because your lifestyle over the time demands from you to spend more, while your salary does not grow in the same ratio. So being an employee is not the solution to become financially free. You have to be an entrepreneur. You have to have assets that creates money for you instead of exchanging your time for money. You have to learn how to invest. Even if you are an employee, you have to learn how to invest. You have to select the right category of investment that works for you. So why you have to be financially free? First, you will have less worry and stress in your life. Second, you will have more time to spend it with the people that you love. Third, you will have more freedom to pursue whatever you like, hobbies, you exercise, sport, travel, discover the world. More time to act on goals bigger than yourself, to leave this world with a legacy. So that's why you have to be financially free. The idea of being in the rat race and repeating the same thing over and over and again, it doesn't work anymore in the information age. The idea of that your parents told you and friends that you have to study well, go to school, make good grades, and go to university so you can get a good job, doesn't work in the information age. More jobs are lost over time, and the population of the world is increasing. So you have to do something about that. You have to change that. You have to adapt with the new world. The rules of money changes in every economic age. You cannot adapt the rules of money from the industrial age on the information age. Financial freedom also means that you can play with your cat. Say hello, Lucy. Anytime you want.